fairly basic sound. So the way I worked out to make this sound was to start with just a low saw wave. So let's just take the glide off that. So I started with a low saw wave, which is tuned 1 octave below the main note, and then there's one which is an octave with it, so you kind of get this. And the more you layer, like, especially, you know, this works the same with any oscillator, but you get this kind of phasey top end from this type of sound because there's no detuning on it whatsoever. So the more you stack up these the saw waves, the more kind of slight phasing in the tops you get. There's a little bit there, and the key thing really is to basically, it's like a very wide major chord, this sound. So you're adding in another oscillator, which is another saw wave, but it's tuned an octave and a major third above the keynote, which, if you do it in semitones, is 16 semitones, and you get this sound. So that's like a major chord, but it's spread over the oscillators. And then to get that kind of movement in it, I've set up a macro in Massive to control the decay and the release of the envelope, the volume envelope of the entire sound. In this version, you can see this this section is, I use this a lot. I can't recommend this enough, because what you can do is take loads of elements of the sound and map them all to the same knob. So you're using, you know, one thing I've been doing as well is you know, to you could maybe map vibrato and pitch bend on the same thing. So it's by using that one knob, the whole sound goes up an octave and has loads of vibrato on at the same time. So you can create like a lot of sort of different movement in it by just using one knob if you use this system. So with this, if you disregard the filter for a second, volume up, you get quite a short note with a little bit of release when the I've called it expander, the macro that I'm doing this with. And then the more you bring up, it's routed to the mod wheel, so that's what's controlling it. The more you bring it up, the sound opens up, and the release basically takes a long time, you know, so it really opens up over time. And the other way of increasing that effect, which is used a lot with these sort of sounds, is to do the same thing but on a low pass filter as well. So I've actually routed that the master envelope of the whole sound to the filter as well. So on if you have the mod wheel down, have this thing down, you'll get these very like short notes, and then the more you bring it up, it also gets brighter as the sound gets longer as well. So and there's also a bit of glide on there because that's often used in these things. So yeah, that's my classic electro stab. So another